With the ever-growing popularity of cryptocurrencies, we also need exchanges that can cater to the needs of the traders. But the problem is that most exchanges are centralized, but that's about to change with Uniswap, which is an entirely decentralized exchange. And let's talk about that. Hey, welcome to Moneymaker. Moneymaker is a channel dedicated to helping others become financially independent through cryptocurrency trading and investing. The FIRE movement, Financial Independence, Retire Early, is our focus. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one, and drop a like for the video if you're excited about the future of decentralized finance. With all that done, let's talk about Uniswap now, shall we?
Sure.
Good. Let's go.
Cryptocurrencies are now the talk of the town among investors. The high risk and high return aspects of cryptocurrency investments are attracting investors who are willing to take a huge risk with their money. This is because the cryptocurrency market is very different from the stock market because they are highly volatile, and it is good in so many ways. The type of investors who are only into stock market investment wouldn't risk their money with cryptocurrency investments. This is because cryptocurrencies have no intrinsic value, meaning, and are not backed by any tangible assets like gold, and this new class of assets is priced at whatever people are willing to pay. With the ever-rising popularity of cryptocurrencies, we also witness so many exchanges popping up.
It's all cryptocurrency now, you dino.
Today, the vast majority of cryptocurrency trading takes place in centralized exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. Being completely centralized, these exchanges are controlled by a single authority, which is usually a company that operates the exchange. Users also need to place their funds in the exchange, and this centralized system uses a traditional order book system for cryptocurrency trading. For those of you who are unaware of what an order book system is, this is the system where buy and sell orders are presented in a long list along with the total amount of each order. The amount of open buy and sell orders for an asset is known as market depth. If you want to make a successful trade using this system, you need to have your buy order to be matched with the sell order on the other side of the order book for the same amount and price of an asset and vice versa.
Complicated.
To explain this even better, let's say that you want to sell your cryptocurrency worth $10 using a centralized exchange. You need to keep waiting until you find a buyer on the other side of the order book who is looking forward to buying your cryptocurrency with $10. Everything looks good, but the problem with such a system is liquidity. And as far as a cryptocurrency exchange is concerned, when we talk about liquidity, we are looking at the depth and number of orders that are there on the order book at any given time. Let's say that if there is low liquidity, then traders will face difficulties in buying or selling the order. When many people are buying and selling goods, you can call it a liquid market. And when there is very little economic activity taking place in the market, you have to call it a narrow market. So you could say that liquidity is one of the most important aspects of a healthy exchange. Apart from this, there are so many problems with the centralized exchange system. Many of them include massive security risks, and that is a topic for a different video. So what is the solution for such a problem where we are dealing with decentralized tokens with completely centralized exchanges? This is why we have Uniswap today. Uniswap is an entirely decentralized exchange. This means that the exchange is not owned by a single entity. To solve the issue with liquidity, Uniswap uses a new type of trading called the automated liquidity pool. Uniswap is built on the world's second largest cryptocurrency project by market cap, and that is Ethereum. Being based on an Ethereum blockchain means that Uniswap will be compatible with all Ethereum-based ERC20 tokens. The good news does not end there because the entire project is an open source, which means that if you want to build your own decentralized exchange, you can use the same code to create your own. Pretty neat, right?
Yeah, real neat.
Uniswap is also different from centralized exchanges because it allows users to control their funds, which is quite impossible with a centralized exchange that requires users to give up control of their private keys so that orders can be logged on in an internal database rather than be executed on a blockchain, and this entire process can be a lot more time-consuming and expensive. We mentioned that centralized exchanges do have security risks, and things will get worse if the network gets hacked, and the hackers might acquire the keys as well. This will end up really bad for those people who wanted to sell their assets. Well, we mentioned earlier about the automated liquidity pool, where people who are trading on the exchange are incentivized to be the liquidity providers, and Uniswap users can pull their money together that can then be used to create a fund to execute all the trades that take place in the exchange. Every token that is listed in the exchange has got its one pool where users can contribute, and the best part is that the prices are worked out using a mathematical algorithm that is run by a computer, so you don't need to order the book system that is found with the centralized exchanges. The main advantage of such a system is the speed, because the user no longer has to wait for a long time for someone to appear at the other end of the system to complete a transaction. With Uniswap, if there is enough liquidity, a trade can happen almost instantly for a price provided by the math algorithm. So how does the user benefit by putting their funds into the liquidity pool? Well, each liquidity provider receives a token that represents the stake contribution to the pool. To put things into perspective, let's say that you put $1,000 into a liquidity pool, and the total value of that liquidity pool is $10,000. So you will receive a token for 10% of that pool because you staked 10% of the total pool value. You can use this token to pay the trading fees, and Uniswap currently charges 0.03% fee for every trade in the exchange, and this fee gets sent to a liquidity reserve automatically. Now let's say that a liquidity provider decides to exit. Then they will receive a portion of the total fees from the reserve related to the amount that is staked in that particular pool. The token that keeps a record of what stake they are owned is then completely destroyed.
Interesting.
The other thing that makes Uniswap different from the other exchanges has to be its pricing mechanism called the constant product market maker model. This method is based on the supply and demand of the coin using a mathematical equation, and this works by increasing or decreasing the price of the coin depending upon the ratio of how many coins there are in the respective pool. Automated market makers are those smart contracts that can hold liquidity reserves that traders can trade against. These reserves are funded by liquidity providers, and anyone can be a liquidity provider provided that they deposit an equivalent value of 2 tokens in the pool. In return, traders pay a fee to the pool that is then distributed to the liquidity providers according to their share of the pool. The equation for working out the price of each token is x times y equals k, where the amount of token A is x and the amount of token B is y. K is a constant value. Let's say that you want to trade a cryptocurrency for Ether using Uniswap, and when you add a large number of the same cryptocurrency, then you will end up increasing the ratio of the cryptocurrency in the pool to Ether. We mentioned the value of K would remain the same, so when the price of your asset in the pool decreases, the cost of Ether token increases. This means that you will get less Ether when you put more cryptocurrency of your choice into the pool. The price of the token during a trade is determined by the size of the liquidity pool. Finally, we need to talk about the Uniswap's UNI token. Yes, you heard it right. Uniswap has even got its own governance token by the name UNI token, and this token was created in September of 2020. Being a governance token means that the holders of the token have the right to vote on new developments and changes to the existing platform, like how the token should be distributed among the community and developers. Holders of this token can also make amendments to the transaction fee percentages and many other aspects of the network. Today, about 1 billion UNI tokens are already minted, out of which 60% of those are distributed to existing Uniswap community members, while 40% will be made available to team members, investors, and advisors over the course of 4 years from now. So to sum things up, Uniswap is one of those core decentralized finance projects with a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange where the problems that plague the centralized exchange are completely eliminated, especially the problem that dealt with liquidity with the help of an automated liquidity pool. Just because a coin is listed in Uniswap does not mean that the coin is legit, and you need to make your own decisions based on your research if you want to buy a coin using Uniswap. Uniswap does not make money, and all the fees go to the liquidity providers, and the founders of the exchange did not get any cut from the trades that take place in the exchange. With that, we have come to an end with our video. What do you think about this decentralized exchange? Do you prefer centralized or decentralized exchange? We would love to hear from y'all. So do let us know in the comment section below. Drop a like for the video if you're excited about decentralized finance. Also, a gentle reminder to subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one, and press the bell icon to get notified about our future content.